Hello, hello. Time for some late night Shadowrunning. Luckily, I am a Decker. The warehouse door is windowless slab of reinforced densoplast. The keypad entry system sits to one side, and since I'm a Decker, I'm going to bypass the code inputs mechanism. Door unlocks. In we go. And alright. I don't want to be summoned out of spirit right now. Alright, let's see. And I don't know if this is a glitch or anything, but yeah, I'm able to hold like 4 weapons. One of them being this grenade launcher. For whatever reason. Now it's just buff fiber. Shotgun, yeah. It's going to strip your armor. And set you on fire as well. Oh, son of a... Ow. Oh, right, I'm on a major ley line. That's what's going on. Side's basically compromised. I got in there. I can't hop over that. Did he make it out? Son of a bitch. He missed. Awesome. Yes, yes, achievement. Oh god, you can barely hit. Oops. Yes, indeed. Or something, I don't know. Put a flank on this thing. Oh wait, of course. Close range. Yeah. Oh no, we'll take a shot first. just get right up next to it. I'm just gonna do Still got control of it, so I'll just move it up here. Heal up Eiger. What? Still got control. Alright, you go open the door. Or I guess we're just going out onto the streets. I don't think that thing is just gonna still be under my control. Yeah, it's gone. Do not let the engineer escape. It must survive. How? Extremely close range. God damn it. He must survive, so I need to not be doing too much damage. Eiger, do you have a flashbang still? Nope. Fuck back here. Okay, so now he's like just ow. Thankfully, that was the last hit, so... God damn it! Ah! Damn pistolier. There's a move ahead of him. Ow! Got him. That pisses me off. Sniped! Sniped! What? Alright. That firebolt. Holy crap. Engineer lies splayed out on the ground, his body trembling violently. Iger shoves a bottle up his nose and squeezes. The engineer shudders violently, then the trembling begins to subside. She glances at me. An aerosol BZD to help treat the seizures. Bannock was kind enough to include it in his goodie bag. Won't last long, but it should give Yuli here enough muscular control to answer a few questions. Fuck you, troll. I raise an eyebrow. See, he's talking already. Engineer's eyes burn with hate. Beads of sweat dot his brow as he struggles to control the tremors that rack his body. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and releases it slowly. The trembling begins to subside. Feeling better, Yuli? Slowly, the orc's eyes shift from Iger to me. I know the troll, bitch. We have history. But you You are a stranger to me. Are you sure that you have the stomach for this stranger? Not many do. I'll manage, but if you give us what we want, this'll go a whole lot easier on you. I've gotten nothing for you, Shadowrunner. His voice sounds stronger now. Stutter Marty's speech has almost completely faded away. The sooner you learn that, the better off we'll all be. Oh, Yuli. She slaps him across the face, splitting his lip down the middle. The impact sounds like a gunshot. Holy crap. I guess she is a troll, but still. You're in no position to make demands. Iyer leans in toward the engineer. He recoils, grinding the back of his head against the grease-stained Duraplast tiles. You're helpless, a fucking cripple. Her voice comes out in a snarl. But if you answer our questions, things will go easier for you. So tell us, whose payroll are you on? She grabs a fistful of the orc's hair and lifts his head. Her face is inches from his. Tell us who sent you to Schottenest. I'm probably gonna be butchering all the German words in here and names and stuff. There is a long pause. Eventually, the engineer looks away. Alright, you want to know so badly? I'll tell you. Tamanus sent me here. They want to use Schottenest as a base of operations in Berlin. The point of contact is a ghoul named Beetle. A ghoul? Leans forward and locks eyes with Iger. Not a Geiger. There. You've got your intel. Now set me free or kill me. Yuli. Iger leans back, shaking her head. You wouldn't roll over on an employer this easily. Your rep tells me that much. He raises an eyebrow in a look of mock astonishment. No? No, Iger's right. You're jerking us around. You wanted a name? I gave you a name. Want more? I can give you those too. I can name you 100 clients. Who'd love. Although I wouldn't have put it past him in there to do what'd. Who'd love a piece of Schottenest? How do you intend to determine who really sent me? I've got a couple of ideas. Engineer smirks. You can try the engineer smirks, because that capital E. You can try beating the truth out of me. You can try cutting on me. Get creative with the pliers if you like. Every time you hurt me, I'll give you a different name. Torture me or don't, it'll all end the same way. I'll be dead. You'll know nothing for certain, and my clients will move ahead on schedule. Well, help us out then. If you're already dead, why care about being a snitch? He snorts. I won't give your she-troll the satisfaction. She wants it. That's why she won't get it. Iger's hands bunch into fists. She's still smiling, but you can feel the heat of the hatred behind her eyes. If you don't start telling me what I want to hear in the next 30 seconds, this is going to get messy. You know, Iger. He takes his time pronouncing the name, savors it. I'd like to tell you a story. We share so much history, you and I. Iger says nothing, but her eyes narrow. The engineer continues, his grin broadening. This is a funny story. It's a story about your time in the KSK. A story about futility. I can tell you all about the many lives you've touched, and how the syndicates touched them again afterward. Would you like that? There's a long pause. Eventually, Iger turns to face you. Hilaria, do me a favor. Sweep the building for intel. Anything that we might have missed on the way in. See where she might be going. I mean, it's freaking obvious. She wants to do a bit more torture work. I mean, he's kind of helpless, but I don't know if that's a great idea, Iger. It's necessary, Kalaria. She shoots a disgusting glance at your captive. You're my captive. And I won't let this twisted little prick chase me out of the room. He can tell me whatever story he likes. Alright, I'm going to trust you to keep your cool. Don't worry about me, fearless leader. I've done this before. She glances down at the engineer's prostrate body. There's one thing this asshole has said that holds water. We aren't going to solve this on his word alone. Agreed, but I don't think that we can beat the answer out of him either. No, of course not. I'm sure that he'd eventually spill the name we're looking for, but it'd be buried in so much white noise that it'd be impossible to filter out. If you can find some corroborating evidence, though, that might help us wade through the river of bullshit he's spewing. I can't tell you what to look for, but he was doing business with Rambach in this building. There must be something in here that can tell us who he represents. You're right. I'm on it. Be quick. Okay. So, I guess I need to go that way. Alright, pretty quick. Corpse. A broken body of a human man lies on the floor. His face is a mess of fresh cuts and congealing blood, and his head is oddly deformed. Despite his wounds, his mouth is twisted into a macabre smile. Inspect the body. Judging by the shape of the gainer's head, you'd guess that his skull has been fractured in at least 3 places. The center of his forehead is particularly gruesome. It looks soft, as though the skin were stretched like a tent between shards of broken bone. Ew. Looking up, you can see a great smear of gore on the door of the room that you found him in. The implications are clear. This man bashed his own head in trying to get out. And he did it with a smile on his face. Damn it! Ah! Give me something technical. His hands are badly broken too. You've seen these sorts of injuries after bare-knuckle fistfights, but never anything this severe. This man punched something hard, went on punching until his hands were reduced to useless slabs of meat. Well... God damn it. That seems like an obvious conclusion. Granted, it's not a fully medical conclusion, but it seems relatively obvious. He was trying to break out and couldn't. He was pounding away with his fists. Still couldn't. And so then he went all Black Knight on it, on the door, bonked his head against it, and just bled. Okay, so there's that. Chemical storage barrels and light jostle hole. What? Courier drone. It looks melted. The cargo container is empty. Okay. So. Forklift. Tires are flat. Looks like it hasn't been used in years. Is that really everything to click on? The ledger. There we go. Oh yeah, there were 4 medical points. 2 fists, and like 3 head injuries. There you go! Oh, there's a small ledger lying on this crate. The cover is cheap leatherette, and the paper is tissue-thin newsprint. Leaf through the pages. The pages are filled to overflowing with handwritten text. You don't recognize the language, but judging by the accent marks, you guess it's a Scandinavian tongue. While you can't read it, the arrangement of the text tells you that the ledger is primarily being used as an address book. Pocket the book and move on. That might be basically the only thing I can get out of here. Alt! Tell me more. Give me more points of interest. Another courier drone. Oh, this one's slightly different. Generic courier drone. This generic courier drone has been snapped together out of prefab parts from a dozen different manufacturers. It's a cheap utilitarian thing, remarkable only in that it is so incredibly plain. A half-bright teenager could cobble something like this together in an afternoon. The drone sits in a charging cradle, its turbofan unpowered. A cheerful green light blinks on its front panel to remind you that it's still active. You can see the silhouette of something under the flimsy plastic dome of the drone's cargo compartment. Whatever this thing was here to deliver, it's still carrying it. Up the lid. You press the catch on the container's plastic lid. Rather than swinging open, the lid slides back to reveal a touchpad. Looks as though this thing is password locked. Examine the drone more closely. You know something strange. There's a set of electrical contact plates lining the lip of the drone's cargo compartment. It's fair bet that this thing is outfitted with an anti-tampering system of some kind. Anti-tampering. Password. Well, I can't rig it. Let's look at the corpse again. Okay. Oh, Iger. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Yes, please. The engineer's voice is thick and wet. He smiles through a set of gore-streaked teeth. Enlighten us. Found this ledger. I don't recognize the language, but it looks Scandinavian. I leaves through the journal, quickly flipping soy calf stained pages. Norwegian, maybe. I'm thinking that this is written in Bokmal. She frowns. I can't read it, but it looks like a shipping manifest. Yeah, something like that. There are a lot of addresses in here. I'm pretty sure it's still supposed to be spelled the same way as, like, the gun. She rifles through the pages, flipping the cheap paper with a thumbnail. Looks like addresses all the way through. Some are annotated, but I can't see any names. 2 minutes of the way through the book, she stops short. Find something interesting? First, she turns the journal around. At the top of the page, written in a different hand, is a single word. It's written in English, but you can understand it all the same. Because remember, we're in Germany, and yeah, despite all the English words that I'm reading. Wednesday. She nods. Yeah, not particularly helpful without a full date, but I guess it's something. Okay. Honest, actual question. Was that an actual stretch goal, or is that just joking? Because I know I have seen a lot of non-proofread dialogue. Not particularly helpful without a date, but I guess it's something. Of course, Wednesday might not refer to a day of the week at all. It could be a code for something. Taken out of context like this, it's impossible to say. Okay. So what do you make of this? This should be good. Iger ignores him. Her gaze remains fixed on the book. It might be nothing, or it could mean that he's back in bed with the Lobachevsky syndicate. Engineer holds his silence. Did you find anything else? We need to be sure about this before moving forward. I found a body in the other room. From the looks of him, he tried using his head to beat down a steel-reinforced door. Interesting, but not unusual in these parts. There are all kinds of drugs that can make a person act that way, and most of them are hard to get in a place like Shot Nest. If you find anything else, I must have missed something. I'll keep searching. Well, now I've got a potential code, which I think is what I needed for this. Wednesday. Aha! Of course it would. Plastic lid of container pops open with a click. Inside you find what appears to be a homemade SimSense chip. It sits securely in a custom-made plastic bracket. Take the chip, pop the chip out of the bracket, and pocket it. A few seconds later, an angry hissing sound comes from somewhere deep within the drone. Okay. As you step away from the drone, the hissing sound grows into a roar. Bright white sparks spit out from the drone's melting chassis and stream across the room. You've seen this kind of reaction before. Thermite. Whoever built the drone must have wired it with a self-destruct device. So now we're getting all Mission Impossible. Within seconds, all that's left of the little drone is a molten wreck on the charging cradle. Foul-smelling smoke pours from the remains. You steal another glance at the chip that you recovered and turn away. You're back. Find anything else? There are a pair of courier drones in the other room. No markings. They looked custom built. One of them had been slagged, but the other had this chip in its storage compartment. When you produce the chip, the engineer's eyes widen slightly. He turns his head and coughs rack his body. Interesting. This means something to you, Yuli? Iger takes the chip from you and holds it up to the light. No identifying markings. I've seen enough BTLs in my time to know one when I see it, but this is different. It's been modified somehow. Go ahead and slot it, bitch. It'll take you on the ride of your life. Iger raising an eyebrow. Smack him for me, will you? I'm busy. I know what the fuck a BTL is. He isn't worth the effort. Yeah, you're right. Besides, I think that we're getting closer. Look at his temples. See the sweat beading up? I'd say that Yuli's developed himself a habit. You don't know what you're holding, slag. He spits the words out like venom. His eyes are locked on the chip in Iger's hand. Slowly, he licks his lips. You don't deserve to touch that chip. I think that you're right, Iger. Our friend here is an addict. I thought that this guy was a professional. He is. I know his rep. I know that he's much too careful to get himself addicted to Sims. She glances at the engineer. His eyes are locked on the chip. These things have him hooked this badly. They must be even more addictive than standard BTLs. That's a frightening thought. You're telling me. Ow. Ugh. Fucking lip. But I don't think I want him in, Schatnest or anywhere near the Kreuzberg, whatever the fuck it's called. Kreuz Bazaar. There we go. The last thing we need is more sim junkies on our streets. She turns to face the engineer. Got anything to add to that, Yuli? You have no idea how wrong you are about all of this. He struggles to rise from the floor, but his muscles refuse to cooperate. Finally, he gives up with a scowl. If I could move my arms, I'd take that chip from you and show you what it does. I'm sure that you would. She glances over her shoulder at you. Good find, Calaria. We've struck a nerve. Any other thoughts? Yeah, actually. I think that I might know where the other chip went. Remember that body I found in the other room? Yeah, good thought. Go check it out, but be quick. I don't know how long it'll be before we have company here. I'm on it. Yes, I am a cheerful little girl. The ruined body lies crumpled on the floor. Its fractured skull glistens wetly in the night. Search for the missing chip. Peeling back a patch of matted hair, you find something that a casual viewer would have missed. The man had a chip jack. It's a cheap model, sufficient for loading Simpsons chips and BTLs, but little else. It doesn't take much effort for you to pry it open. Inside the chip jack, you find a glob of plastic. Ooh. It looks as though whatever this guy was running melted down sometime after he slotted it. A chip jack like this could have generated enough heat to destroy a SimSense chip. The only logical conclusion is that the chip itself was wired to melt down after use. Take the burned out chip and leave. Because I don't have the chat running on screen. What I was just laughing at is Joe Football saying, "Yes, we must risk it all to save the checks." Checks notes. Christ Bazaar. Look, if it wasn't English words or anything like that, I probably would have gotten it like that, but yeah. Christ Bazaar. Da-da-da. The engineer's eyes remain locked on the chip. His face has gone pallid white, and his shirt is drenched with sweat. His eyes bulge and his breathing is heavy. Ira glances up from your manic captive and looks you in the eye. Find what you were looking for? Yeah, I pried his chip jack open and found a blob of melted plastic inside. It was still warm to the touch. Ira examines the remnants of the chip in your fingers. I've heard of things like this before. Single-use SIMs designed to self-destruct after they're slotted. Keeps the customers from reusing the same BTL over and over again. I'd say that you found a missing chip. Yeah, I agree. The gainer who slid this wasn't blissed out like a normal sim junkie. It was almost the opposite. He looked wild, like a madman. Madman. The engineer lets out a chuckle. It's a hoarse barking sound. You don't know a damn thing. Why don't you educate us? The shit doesn't drive you insane. It opens your eyes. His voice grows in volume, becoming ragged. Slot one and you become a god. Tiger stares at him, her expression flat. Engineer sneers. I too was a skeptic. Then the wolf caught me, and the raven opened my eyes. And now at last I can see! Suddenly, he lurches forward. Every muscle in his body goes tight, and the cords stand out on his neck. Give me the chip! It was promised to me! I need it! Tell us who you're working for, and it's all yours. The engineer spits out a mouthful of blood. Hits the tile floor with a sickening splat, grinds his teeth, and snarls out a single word. Winter night. There's a moment of silence. Finally, Iger speaks. Never heard of him. Of course. Of course you haven't, bitch. If you had, you'd already be dead. They don't leave loose ends. His body begins to tremble. It looks like the drugs are wearing off. That they have money, she troll. Money and influence enough to put the syndicates to shame. Even I cannot say how much, but I do know that what I've seen is just the tip of the spear. Alright, let's say that you're telling the truth, and some sort of secret society is behind this. What do they want with Shotnest? That they do not tell me these things. All I know is that they want to store things here. Crates, boxes, shipped in from all over. No cargo inspections and no traces back to them. Where are they being Where are they shipping in? Weapons, drugs, more of these BTLs? He eyes her incredulously. Do you think that I asked them? It is not my place to know. All that I know is what was promised to me. Give me the chip! His voice comes out in a shivering screech. You promised! She promised you the chip. Ira smiles at the engineer. Slowly she pulls a knife from her belt. Its serrated edge glints in the light. I, on the other hand, didn't offer you a goddamn thing. Maybe we should just let him slot the thing. She looks at the chip in her fingers, then down at the engineer's trembling body. Slowly a smile spreads across her face. Not unless he sweetens the deal. You hear that, Yui? I'll give you what you want, but you need to make it worth my while. He licks his lips and nods feverishly. I have a stash here in this warehouse, a custom rifle. It's all yours if you give me what is mine. Iger looks back over to you and raises an eyebrow. I could use a new rifle. What do you think, fearless leader? Deal. Once we know where the stash is, give him the chip. Over there, in the corner, there's a duffel bag under the floor plate. Now, give it to me. Alright, Yuli, it's all yours. Ira leans in and grabs the engineer's head with her left hand, then pries his chip jack open with her right. She slaps the chip into the jack, then clicks it shut. Seconds pass. Nothing happens. What have you done? Oh, shit. Oops. Sorry, Yuli. I guess the cyberware deactivator shut down your chip jack, too. Somewhere in the back of that addled skull, I'm sure that you probably knew that. But then, hope springs eternal, doesn't it? I said that we'd give you the chip. I never promised that it would work. I'm going to kill you. Do you hear me? I'll rip out your spine. Good luck with that. Engineer's eyes bulge and he beats the back of his head against the floor. He opens his mouth to speak again, but the only sound that comes out is a gurgling scream. Iger takes a step back. Something's wrong. Look at his hands. Orc's mil-spec cyber arms are twitching. His fingers seem to move of their own accord, writhing aimlessly in the air. Oh shit. The light on his chip jack begins to blink. How long was that cyber deactivator supposed to last? She reaches for a shotgun. Longer than this, I'm going to kill Bannock when... Engineer's body surges forward, a violent, convulsive motion. His eyes bulge out of his skull. Then his chest evaporates in a spray of light. Whoa, step back, Calaria. Way back. Ew. As you watch, the chemical fire that rages from the engineer's body blackens his flesh and spits sparks all over the room. It's the same reaction that you saw when the drone went up, a thermite reaction. It takes him a full minute to stop twitching. His employers, Winter Night. They must have implanted that thing in him. Yeah, and judging by the way he reacted, he didn't know that they'd done it. They must have thrown it in while he was getting other work done. I'm willing to bet that if he hadn't used the cyber deactivator on him, he'd have gone up before he had the chance to spill any names. If you were looking for proof of who his employer was, I think that this was it. Yes, indeed. Another professional, totally under all control. Shadowrun's completed. She nods and casts a final glance at the charred remains of the engineer. Yeah, we know who to warn Flux State about. Let's grab the rifle and go. We're done here. Oh, there's the vent. Okay. Well, the engineer didn't escape. Reach into the vent and retrieve the navy blue duffel bag just as the engineer said you would. The distinctive shape of a rifle barrel can be seen through the canvas. Here you go, Iger. All yours. She takes the bag from you and unzips it. Her eyes go wide. When he said that this was custom, he wasn't kidding. Gingerly, she reaches into the bag and pulls out a sleek, angular shape. This is a Steyr AUG CSL multi-weapon system. A very nice and very expensive piece of hardware. Yuli put a lot of aftermarket work into this. I don't even recognize some of the accessories he's bolted onto this thing. Feel comfortable using it? She shoulders the rifle and peers through its scope. A grin grows on her face. Yes. Yes, I do. Looks like these aftermarket mods have more or less locked it into an assault rifle configuration. But that's alright. I've been looking for a worthy mid-range weapon, and this'll do nicely. Oh, that works out alright indeed. Now she can finally use that third slot that hasn't actually been in use. She slings the rifle, then claps you on the shoulder. Come on, fearless leader, let's get back home. I want to see how this plays out. Hang on, Iger. I'm not comfortable leaving Winter Night to the Flux State. I think that we should handle them ourselves. What you're suggesting is beyond the scope of our capabilities. I don't have any contacts in Norway. We wouldn't even know where to begin looking for Winter Night. And if we found them, what then? The two of us aren't going to stop an international conspiracy on our own. We're good, but we're not that good. You've got a point there. We'll let the Flux State handle it. Good call. Let's go. Exit. Okay. Return to the Croix Bazaar. Checks notes. The U-Bahn whisks me away back toward the Croix Bazaar. Iger standing by your side. The image of the engineer's body disintegrating in flame replays itself over and over in your mind. The bright flash, the shower of sparks, the overpowering stench of sizzling meat. A blue-green after-image hangs suspended in the center of my field of vision, and it refuses to be blinked away. From what Iger told you, the engineer was a menace. An international criminal at the top of his game. And as you watched, he was consumed from within by a device that marked him as disposable. The rattle of your U-Bahn car coming to a halt shakes me from my reverie. I'm home. Cool. And I got 2 extra karma out of it. What I'm gonna use it for, I have no fucking clue. Probably just save it. Yeah, nothing really I can do with it. Exit. Okay. Well, guys, a bunch of money. Not much to really do with it, though. Alright. Take the van to Harrow's compound. Wait, where the fuck is this van anyway? Oh! I think I know where that is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, where the fuck is the van? No, yeah. Go this way. Down we go. Yeah, now I remember. Hi there, Glory. I wonder what type of upgrade she's gonna get. Oh shit, I need to restock on medical stuff again. I mean, I could rely on her, but... Yeah, I heart Glory. I think I bring her on every single mission. I never realized. Yeah, that should do. Alright, back to the van. Now we take her. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, she has 5 essence. Huh. But I'm not strange. I've been, like, consulting her, or basically being her therapist. An unqualified therapist, but a therapist. You can tell me your problems. And how does that make you feel? Alright, and the main goal is, I've chosen the main goal as helping the kids. No, I'm doing the redemption one, not the revenge one. The drive from the Croix Bazaar to the Shonen Skon book forest was a long one. For over 6 hours, you and Glory rode in relative silence with only the sounds of the road for company. Now you find yourself crouching in the woods, watching, waiting. Off in the distance, the rustic exterior of Feuerstel. Oh God, I'm totally butchering all this shit. Looks curiously warm and inviting, but you know what's waiting inside. Anticipation churns at your guts like a living thing. Eventually, a van pulls out of the compound's driveway and rolls out along a service road before disappearing from view. Glory gives you a nod and begins to scramble forward. Harrow has left the building. It's time for you to make your way inside. And then I pick up the crayon, the nitro. Or just leave it. Yeah, let's just leave it. Noir, weathered edifice of Feuerstel looms above you, dark and sinister in the chill night air. Despite the horrifying stories that Glory told you about this place, something about it feels strangely comforting. In the back of your mind, insidious voices whisper that you could stay here forever. Do you feel it? The lure of this place? Glory gestures with a limb of chrome and steel. When I was a kid, when I was whole, the pull was irresistible. Are you sure that you're ready for this, Glory? There's no shame in turning back. I didn't come back here to turn tail and run away again. I did that once, never again. How about you? Are you ready, Colaria? You're going to see some terrible things in this place. Feuerstel resists to prey on the young, and we're going to have to come face to face with that. When you say the young, how young do you mean? I need to know what we're walking into. teenagers mostly, 16 through 18, though there is the rare exception. It's yet enough to make me feel uneasy. She nods. Me too. But we're going to put an end to it one way or another. So I ask you again. Yeah. Are you ready for this? I need an honest answer. I'm as ready as I'm going to be. She studies your face for a moment longer, then looks away. Good. You want to compare notes? Make sure that we're both on the same page? She nods. We save the street kids and runaways that are living here. We take them away from this place before Harrow can turn them into monsters. We can't keep them from following in my footsteps. Any suggestions as to how we should approach this? Harrow keeps a shrine in the compound. It's the key to his control over the cultists. We're going to purify the shrine and break that control. And then we're going to lead those kids out of here. Tell me more about this shrine. Yeah, Jeff Football. Okay, cool. 16-year-old's basically asking to be gunned down. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a lump of rock about as tall as I am, inscribed with runes and encrusted with bone. Its power comes from an entity that Harrow bound into the stone. Something very old and very dangerous, a toxic spirit. In many ways, it is the heart of this place. The voices that you can hear, whispering in the back of your mind, those are the spirit's voices. It saps the will of anyone who sets foot on these grounds. We can't save those kids until this shrine is dealt with. They'll fight us if we try. I want to hash out a few more details before we head inside. That makes sense. If you have any questions, it'd be best if you ask them now. So, how do we purify the spirit? Some sort of ceremony or ritual? Something like that. It'll be easier just to show you. I've got everything we'll need right here. She passed the satchel that's hanging from her shoulder. Bleh, tired. When the time comes, I'll conduct the ritual. But before I can do that, we're going to have to face the spirit on its own terms. And that's going to be dangerous, Valeria. Let's see. I can already see why. I'll hear her side anyway. Why attempt to purify the spirit at all? Why not just kill it? That spirit has its fingers in the minds and hours of every kid in this compound. If we kill it, those kids will get hurt. They might even be killed. We can't take that risk. But if we can cleanse the adversary's corruption from it, it might withdraw from their minds willingly. And then we can get them out of here. Exactly. If the shrine controls the people here, then how do you have anything to feel guilty about? Nothing that you did under Harrow is really your fault. Her face flushes red and she breaks eye contact with you. I wish that were true, but it isn't. Back before I ran away, Foyer still was nothing more than a cult of personality that revolved around Harrow. He didn't need magical help to keep us here. We loved him, and we believed in his message. He created the shrine as an insurance policy. And you think that something has... And you think that something has changed, and that he started abusing the shrine's power. She nods. Yes, and I think that my escape was the cause of that change. Okay. I know Harrow. When I ran, I bruised his ego. His charisma and charm had failed him, and my disappearance rubbed his nose in that failure. He wouldn't be willing to chance something like that happening again, not when he had the means to prevent it. So, the cultists here, they're like puppets? The shrine controls them? Not exactly. It's more insidious than that. Think of the shrine's influence as a drug. It lowers your inhibitions, makes you compliant. If you were to stay here for a couple of days, you'd fall in love with this place, and you wouldn't even know why. All of Harrow's bullshit would start to make sense. You'd be happy. In essence, all of the street kids here are addicted to this place. That makes them a threat, yes, but it also makes them the victims. Let's get back to talking about what we're going to do in there. I think I know everything that I need to. Let's get moving. But first, I'm going to take a slight break in order to fill my water bottle. Can't be more than a minute. She nods and the razors flick out of her fingertips. I'm with you. Let's do it. Damn it. Confirm. Where did I do it at? I think this was it. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. I can't change the cutscenes, or... Humbug. Okay. And back. And sorry for any weirdness with the game. Basically I keybound muting my mic in OBS, and apparently that's also a key binding in Shadowrun Dragonfall, which changes it to effectively windowed full screen, but not really. And so basically the entire thing just like got completely screwed up. Anyway, here we go. And of course it's bigger on the inside. Dun 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 dun. Sneaky, sneaky, sneak. There's a door there, there's a door there. Keep Glory safe, get to the shrine. Supposedly, this is where the shrine is. And it's also locked. The doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer that you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength is being siphoned from your body. And as you can see from my awesome little character sheet off to the side, I shall fight through it. You grit your teeth and lean forward, forcing your heavy limbs to move through sheer force of will. As you near the doorknob, it begins to glow red. Crackling sparks leap from the glowing brass, and the crisp smell of ozone fills the air. Reach for the doorknob. You wrestle an arm up from where it hangs at your side and reach for the sparking doorknob. A moment later, you feel a cold metal hand grasp your shoulder. Glory. She speaks a single word. Don't. As you step away from the door, the crying sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares into the light, frowning. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harrow must have warded the doorway after I ran. How do we get through? The ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Back when I helped Harrow run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. How will we know who that is? It'll be a girl. Harrow would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. Excuse me. And her hair will be fire red. It's a sort of insignia rank within the cult. A girl with red hair. Got it. Welp. We totally don't look all that menacing or anything. Voices 3, maybe 4 people all talking amongst themselves. Can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. I don't doubt it, but we can't do anything about that right now. The cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing it of their own accord. After we purify the shrine, then we can intervene. If we go in there now, they're going to attack us, and we're going to have to kill them. It's not what I came here to do. Alright, Glory, you win. Okay, where the fuck might this fire-red-haired girl be? Yeah, let's just explore the entire damn thing. Okay, well then. Guess I'll start over here. Van. The side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Tubing and blah, looking for kids in need of help. Bait girls, Marta, and the others like her, would offer them money or food or drugs or sex. Whatever it took to get them into the van. Once they piled in, Harrow and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. You're not the same person that you were back then. Coming back here shows integrity, Glory. Most runners that I know wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You pushed me to do this, to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. Don't thank me until we're safely back in the Croix Bazaar. We still don't know how this is going to turn out. She knows. That's probably wise. We still have a long way to go. Speaking of which, we should keep moving. Anything of value? Nope. Okay. Next. Ugh. This is the Initiate's dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids, Carlaria. Harrow hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. Then we need to stop him before he can't. Glory raises a hand, suddenly alert. Wait, listen. Movement in the other room. I'm fucking elf. Why am I straining my ears? Soft voices from inside of the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet, and it instantly puts you at ease. Calm down, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track, we don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back stiffen. Uh-oh. Marta. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. Boy, what if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they follow me here, and they've come to... The female voice cuts in, soft and comforting. Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here, in this place. Not ever again. Are you certain, Marta? Son of a bitch. Positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Is that your Marta, Glory? She gives a curt nod. Not mine. Harrow's. But she's the Marta from my story, yes. What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth. Finally, she spits out an answer. If she's still here, she'll be Harrow's #1. My old position. Yeah! Marta totally sounds nice. This totally is just a youth hostel Gloria's where Gloria's the jilted lover. Continues trying to ooze sarcasm in my voice. Glory pauses, grits her teeth, finally she spits out an answer. If she's still here, she'll be Hero's #1. My old position. He had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Marta. That means that she'll have a key to the shrine room. In that case, we're going to have to find a way to get it away from her. Yes, but not here and not now. Those kids in there, they all die for her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly, any one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. And that's not what I came here to do. You're right. I came here to save those kids, not get them killed. We'll wait until Marta leaves and follow her. Glory nods her son. Marta's voice floats back out through the vent. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow, the biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Hero. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the whole world in a different way, a better way. All right, Marta. Have a good night. A lovely musical laugh pours through the vent. You too, dear heart. You, all of you. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. Glory takes a deep breath and releases it. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. No time like the present. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm and opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Glory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. We're friends of Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just going in there to have a word with her. The initiate eyes you nervously. His gaze flits to Glory, then falls to her cyber limbs. He swallows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. He takes a step back. You do that. Why can't I talk to her? The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs, her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture before. Glory's expression remains neutral. Really? I think so. I didn't look at it long. It was in a room that I wasn't supposed to be in. I'm pretty sure that it was you. It probably was. You're right, I did live here a long time ago. I was like you back then. A scared kid, brought here by Marta for a chance at a new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you or they do for the wrong reasons. Marta? She cares about us. There's a long pause. And then she looks to you, screwing up her courage. She speaks. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead, ask away. Well, I've heard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think that they were talking about our meeting with him, the one that Marta was just telling us about, where we'll learn to see the world in a different way. Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled, but I could hear what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine. So true. Barry's voice such expression is constantly emotionless. But not around me. Well, we're effectively on a job right now, so... Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Martha got real upset, said, they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it. Stuff like that, but then Mr. Harrow said some other things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. And so I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta is okay, but I can't ask her about it because I don't want her to find out that I was eavesdropping. Let's leave it up to Glory. Sorry, I'm new here myself. Glory, do you have any ideas? Could be any number of things. She turns to face the initiate. Her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it, sweetie. We'll make sure that Marta is okay. Alright. But don't tell you that I told you, please. Don't worry, we won't. And at this point, I'm going to have to just, shut up with the narration and only do my own character. Because I am not like Dodger. I do not talk, all day at all. I rarely talk at all during the day. Plus, it'll also make this game go a bit quicker. Agreed. In we go. Take too much time. We need to get that key before Harrow returns. Okay. Alright, let's check a few other places. Yay, free items. Open door. Oh, it's the bathroom. I found the bathroom! Yeah, this kid is bad at putting 2 and 2 together, but I have a feeling that it's because she's, partially brainwashed as well, even though she's... Yeah. Partially... I'll stick with partially brainwashed. Whiff of ammonia. Light glints off of the door's polished interior. Plastic bins. Full of meat. Ew. I don't feel so good. I think we just figured out what Harrow is going to make those initiates do tomorrow. How so? Do you think it's the shrine? Could he be using it to brainwash the initiates at an accelerated pace? Captive spirit, heavy lifting for him. So what does this mean for us? Still working on the one thing the shrine is just a tool for Harrow anymore. He relies on it, using it as a crutch. He's himself become dependent on the damn thing. There's one thing I know for certain. That girl isn't going to have to do this. Not ever. Anything else that we can find? Large book. Fibrous and the binding has been fixedly stitched. Still like right on the book's spine anchors it to pedestal. Maybe there's something in there that we can use. I've been on edge since we came in. But that doesn't change the fact that we should learn what we can. Yes, this is actually how slow I read. At least if I want to comprehend it. So yeah, cut down the leaves until the forearms removed. The bases of everything the forest still. Love. Self-determination. Charity. Well, we aren't being paid for this run, so it doesn't even matter. You know, I already dealt with a person just like that in Blitz's little side story. I paid no mind to what the fuck he was saying. I read every damn thing that I came across just to piss him off. Oh, it's not as bad. Come on. Passion. Watched. Okay. I'm gonna check out the terminal at least. Hacked. Hey, data. Awesome. Okay, fine. We can leave. We can take care of this now. Wait a minute. Did she just walk through that wall? Glory's the ghost! She gained ghost powers. Oh, come on. That one? That went into basically the same area. Check it. There. I've done all the doors. Oh, I see what she sees in me. Got it. You need to hear what she has to say. If you don't, this is going to gnaw at you for the rest of your life. You okay, Glory? I'm sorry, but it had to be done. Glory? Oh. I'd like to see his face. Well, I told Blitz off earlier. Because he was about to go even deeper searching for his ex-girlfriend that was like, no, leave me alone. And I'm like, dude, you're being a creep, stop. She said no, so leave her alone. She'll come back if she wants to. Open. That seems to have done it. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe it got worse. It was just really sounding too creepy and stalkerish. Like the kind of stuff that happens to a lot of other people that I've either met or seen on Twitter, but to a far worse degree, Or else just like on r/creepypms. Powdered orichalcum. Orichalcum, what's that? I keep wanting to play like a tabletop version of this. I could probably find somebody on Roll20 or something like that, but... And I'd basically be doing the exact same thing I'm doing here, but with less guns and maybe do like archery instead. So like archery, magic, and decking. In 4th edition that works out alright because then all you have to do is have a frickin' comlink and you're golden. But in 5th edition they re-added cyberdecks, granted they're frickin' tablets instead of gigantic keyboards like you can see on Calaria here. But yeah. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the mirror shades run by me, JP. Granted, it's probably mostly because of like Dodger and DJ Wheat, and then I found out about Adam, and he's a pretty good DM. Because my friends were always we were mostly rule-centric people, and so we almost purely went in for the game portion and not the role-playing portion. At least that's how I read everything. But it's also probably at least partially because I'm not as good at coming up with things on the fly. It takes me a while in order to process things vocally. I'm glad that you came prepared. I like doing weird stuff. I like min-max, but within an archetype. Actually, no, it's mostly just that I like being a generalist, but I min-max my generality. If you get my drift. So like for Mage the Awakening in the World of Darkness universe, instead of focusing on my main arcana, I would like spread out, because I'm like I generally end up going like Mysterium or Acanthus, and oh god, I love the magic system in that game mostly, because you can do so much customization with your spells. but White Wolf isn't very good at balancing their games, and so you have to do a ton of house ruling just in order to keep things in check. Otherwise, people could go to, say, the Free Council book and be like, okay, I have time 5, which is like the highest you can get without going into Archmastery. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little save point right here, a real life save point. Go on through life. Oh god. But yeah, like the Time Arcana, obviously it deals with like time. It's harder to foretell the future, but you can do a lot with like the past or the present, like increasing your speed or and stuff like that. At 3 dots, you can start rewinding time a turn. You retain all of the stuff that you've experienced, but the rest of the world ends up resetting a turn back, and then you're like, so it's mostly just like a warning to like your teammates if you like open a door and that triggers a freaking bomb that massively injures you. And then you rewind time, and then you show up like 6 seconds earlier, and you're all bloody from having experienced an explosion, and everyone's like, what the fuck happened to you? And you're all like, don't open that door! It's kind of funny, but there's like an extremely broken spell at 5 dots, where basically you can do a real life save point that lasts basically forever. So you'd be like, okay, I make a save point here. 3 years from now, everyone's about to die. Then you're like, oh, well, I've got this save point from 3 years ago. Let's do that. It is a fucking nightmare for DMs. And so most people ban the fuck out of that spell. Because trying to do that with pen and paper RPGs, especially years after you make the save point, such that everyone has to like rewind all of their experience point buys, equipment buys, all of that stuff. Or yeah, something along those lines. All the players will be fucking mad at you if you did it that way. But yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice system. You can like increase the... Everybody is allowed to increase the duration of their spells, the areas of their spells without having to get like meta magic feats or anything like that from like D&D. And you can also like come up with your own spells, and it's like built into the system. It's more of a role-playing system than a hard and fast rules-based system. Anyway, back to this thing. Pretty as I'll ever be. We can't let Harrow get away. After what I've seen here tonight, we have to kill him, Glory. We have... This won't be over until he's dead. Explain? Oh. Interesting. But if we do that, Harrow will get away. It's a great theory, but that's all it is. We don't know for a fact if any of what you just said is true. What you're saying makes sense to me. Alright, we purify the spirit, rescue the cultists, and bail. We can worry about Harrow later. Glory, what? Heavier? Is this astral space? Why the fuck would I not know this shit? Because it's video game version? God damn it. All mages should... Ugh. You're going to have to be more specific. There's one thing I'm sure of. In most places, the adversary holds sway here. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I don't doubt that. In fact, I think that this place looks the way it does because you expect it to. It's trying to play on your fears. It's possible, I suppose, but we can worry about it later. For now, let's keep moving. The spirit will be bound around here somewhere. Intriguing. I still have all my stuff. Ah! Hold on, wait, no, stop, slow! No. I love the music in this game. Let's see. Well, that sucks. Gotta do it this way, though. Duck and cover! What? Left and then... Oh. Because, yeah, this totally makes sense. Fire. Fight fire with fire. What? Ugh. Fine, I'll have to do that. Bump, bump. Bop. Huh. Aim. Grenade? Nah. Shotgun. Aim, shotgun. Or just ignore that and target this thing. They're both already covered. Nice. The fuck? Ow! Ow. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got exactly what I wanted. And then I get a crit with fire versus fire, and yeah. Well, go figure. Well, let's go ahead and aim you up. What? Next. What am I doing on health? 9 at that. She's fine. Next. Ay, ay, ay. Well, time to throw a fireball. Okay. Pump. And up there. Missed, haha. I did that in the wrong order. Worked out in the end. Holy crap. That thing is huge. Burning coals. These scents of vampires shimmer with heat. Smells like a barn of fire. Wood smoke. Spring finds its head to glory. It's starting morning. How the fuck did I miss it? It's right fucking there. Ow. Well, thank God for that crit or whatever I got. Yeah, I know, right? I did like some 40 some odd damage. And also, of course, I was shredding its armor like hell with glory. So it's like, she's shredding the armor, and I'm casting like Firebolt, Flamethrower level 3s, which are doing like 25 damage apiece. And I think one of them was like a crit, or so it had to have been a crit because it was at like 50 health, some odd. And then it was down to like 4. So, yeah. That's what happens when you stand in the open. Yeah, that's kind of why my stats are the way they are. As you can see off to the side of the... Oh boy. There's something fucking going on with that. Hold on. There we go. That should fix things a bit. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you. We're good at that sort of thing. Run, coward. Run far, far away. We'll find you. I'll be damned. Something's gone right for a change. Just what do you hope to do? Go ahead. If this thing wants to help us, I don't see why you shouldn't. Glory, are you okay? Wait, what? So, what does that mean for us? Can the spirit help us like it said? Yes, I beat the evil out of it. God damn it. Why'd you have to say it that way? Son of a... Curse you! Because some people use that same logic in order to pray or beat or whatever, like the gay or the trans away and all that type of stuff. Now it just like doesn't sit right with me. But of course, this being a game, it's not gonna have like any sort of it's a bit set in how it's supposed to work, and it's a very combat-based engine and all that stuff, and so in order to purify it, you have to defeat it. But at the same time, it's a spirit, and in this magical world, spirits are never... It's very hard in order to completely eradicate a spirit. So, I guess, in a way, I don't know, it just doesn't sit. And I don't want to have a euphemism for it because that's just like bypassing the issue. It is. See you in the real world, Glory. Yeah, basically. Like if it were to really purify it. Although I guess it didn't want to be purified, so it started attacking, so we had to basically dissipate it. So yeah, this is basically what we did. We forced it to dissipate, but since it was tied magically to this place, before it went into glory, all it did was basically just like reform and something along those lines. I don't know. I haven't read enough lore on lore, fluff, whatever on Shadowrun in order to know everything. Especially not about the magic bits. Even though that's probably what I would stick mostly to, just like I am in this game. As you can see with the little character sheet off to the side. best get to them in a hurry then. This place feels like it's shaking itself apart. Like rats fleeing a sinking ship. I'll take your word for it. Let's move. Interesting. This way? Because I can't go in there. Couldn't have put it better myself. Come on, people. We're taking you someplace safe. I thread my way through the trees of the Book forest. Through the trees of the S forest, tracing my way back to the thicket where I and Glory hid the van. The inferno that consumed forest still is spreading, and the conflagration casts the forest around you in a sinister orange light. The heat at my back is intense, unbearable. Far ahead, Glory blazes a trail for me to follow, shredding the foliage in her path. The liberated initiates teeter on the edge of panic as they struggle to keep pace behind me. The fire is moving fast, but I'm faster. As Glory helps the last of the... But we're faster? As Glory helps the last of the kids into the van, you put the... screw it. You put the vehicle in gear and punch the accelerator. The burning ruin of Florestel recedes into the distance, the glowing speck in the rearview mirror. The peace and safety of the Croy's Bazaar lie ahead. If she chooses revenge instead of redemption. Huh. Huh. To karma. Ha! Oh, I didn't even see the 2 karma. I don't think I can upgrade anything still. I can upgrade shotgun, but might as well save it for upgrading decking. Let's see. Can I save? I can save. Do I save now? Do I have anything to buy? I didn't get any money. Oh, I've got pay data. Alright, let's go do that. Yeah, I didn't have any other way into the Azzy building, so I kind of screwed over the soy calf people. I didn't want to do it, but I also didn't want to be fucking fighting people the entire time. Yeah, that's what happens when you, basically you... Okay, so... For the Azzy heist, well, what is it? There's like 3 ways in. Well, technically there's 2 ways in, but there are 3 ways you can gain entry. One is through the, through knocking out the building's power, but that betrays those people's, trust, and they're apparently idiots and stay put instead of running. Because I also ended up like betraying them, not just being like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reach and pull the plug. So what ended up happening was, I said, yeah, okay, fine, I won't touch it. Went through all the other possible options, talked to the, like, knight errant people in the front of the building, tried talking my way through the side of the building with the technician. But with the technician, I didn't have enough charisma in order for my decking to be of any use. I needed like 5, I only had 4. And I also didn't have muscle in order to just intimidate them. So basically I was able to like provide them with a way to fix their thing. And then I didn't have any other way in order to have them help me in. So basically it was either fight my way through or knock the power out and betray the soy calf people's trust. And as much as it hurt me to do that, oh no, I like safe scummed it a bit. And what I'm basically just ignoring them now. It is like completely against my character's morals. I did the first run, saw how bad they are, talked to a bunch of my team, heard how bad they are, and talked to other people, heard how bad they are, and so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna basically completely ignore what you want. So, like, I went and grabbed the troll, the Mark 6 thing, the troll that was so cybered up, that they barely had any life to them. And what I did was have Glory disable the control rig. She made it out. She was, I think I've got that around here. Yeah, this is her. I think. I guess that I should thank you. You got me out of that horrible job alive. I don't think I could have made it on my own. What happened on that run took everything else away from me, but at least I'm still breathing. The lodge turned me into a killer. Oh, it's even more of a downer? I mean, she's obviously sad right here that she ended up killing people. But it's still better than not living at all. So I keep telling myself, and so I figured that I might as well tell it to you too. Okay. So it could have been even worse for her. Yeah, basically for that mission, the elf went berserk. Wow, really? What do you have to do in order to get that story? Not like I would even do it, but... Do you have to kill the jerk face? I mean, that's, what... Is that what this one is? No. Recovery. Yeah, this guy. I think. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. Oh, no, that's, Rotten Hell? Nope, that's what I just read. Escabel, the implantation surgery has already been paid for, so there will be no cost to you. The thing is, I went to see Dr. Escabel earlier. And he wasn't telling me anything. Damn it, no. Yeah, that's that guy. It's them. Huh. Could have sworn that he contacted me back as well, but I could get more money, but the main thing is... oh yeah, I was going to do this. Post-pay data. Claim payment for sold. Monies. Monies. Now, BBS. Kaboom! funds in it. Players responsible. Transfer. Better off pedaling a bike battery. Damsel, give me a card stick. You're telling me. Are you sure that we can trust Alice? I suppose that's true. Okay, keep going. What was the second thing? Go ahead and clarify it for me. But the other one is like questionable opportunities or whatever it's called. Let's go visit Glory for after. Hero got away, just like you said he would. How do you want to go about tracking him? What did you wind up doing with the cultists that we rescued? Did you send them to Samuel? So, where did they go? You looked distraught when Marta died. How are you holding up? I don't want to push you on this if you don't want to talk about it. Maybe if the circumstances were different, you could have found some common ground. Answers all my questions. Thanks for taking the time to talk. We, talk about what happened with Engineer. I was working for a secret society, I wasn't expecting that. Have you been able to do any digging on Winter Night? Just because it sounds nuts, that doesn't mean it isn't true. This world has more than enough crazy to go around. Maybe they're running a disinformation campaign, planting strange rumors to create plausible deniability. Oh, no one's watching anyone. Yeah, it is. And we've got you to thank for that. When I left that room to search for clues, the engineer told you something. Something that pushed you over the edge. What do you think? Want to know what he told you? Isn't it? Isn't it? You beat the tar out of that man because of what he told you. As your team leader, I need to know why that happened. Oh, shit. Cool down, Iger. We're both on the same side here. Even if he was telling the truth, that doesn't invalidate what your unit was doing over there. You and your team were doing good over there. Whatever the Mafia did afterward is on them, not you. I'm willing to help you see this through if you want the help. When you're ready to start looking, you can call on me for help. I've got your back, Iger. Iger. Have you had a chance to play with that rifle that we got from the engineer's stash? You mentioned a bunch of aftermarket mods when we found it. Have you figured out what they do yet? Not bad. Not bad at all. That's all, Iger. Thanks for the talk. That's right now, Iger. I don't want to do the last run, or the last optional run. Against morals. It's like kill indiscriminately and kill this asset or something along those lines. I want to try and figure out what the hell is up with this thing. Shot well in the right there. Shot well, yes. So I need to find it at 0. Whatever the 0 cost thing is. And hopefully it doesn't cost too much. Ba-doop-ba-doo. Too much essence, that is. Ah, there it is. Essence costs 0. Oh, I need to go buy another Pomona. One more med kit.